Hi and welcome to my March wrap-up video where I talk about some favorite things, favorite song, favorite moments, and some like favorite TV shows. Unfortunately this month I didn't really do a lot, so there's not really much to talk about. So this is going to be a very quick, fast, boring wrap-up that you're about to watch. Let's start with what we always start with, which is the favorite moments of the month, and there are only two, because like I said, I didn't really do anything this month. The first one is the Oscar party. So the Oscars happened at the beginning of the month of March, and a coworker slash friend of mine hosted an Oscar party and invited a bunch of other coworker friends, and we just all sat around and watched the Oscars and we made our predictions. I came in last place and I'm very upset about it. I only got 12 out of the 24 categories, so I got 50%, which is an F. Everyone else did so much better than me, so I'm a little upset and disappointed in myself. But it's okay, I still had a fun time. There was a really great food. He got food from Olive Garden, which, as we all know, is my favorite restaurant. Basically just ordered catering from Olive Garden. And I was there for it because there was a ton of breadsticks, so I was all over those breadsticks. And then my other favorite moment of the month was St. Patrick's Day. I didn't go too crazy on St. Patrick's Day. I actually didn't even drink alcohol at all on St. Patrick's Day, which is a shock because I usually drink every year on St. Patrick's Day. But this year I was kind of hanging out with a little kid, so I couldn't really drink. My cousin Tori, she was doing like an Irish dinner with her friends who I have met before, and I've babysat for their daughter before. And so we went over to their place and we ate some really delicious Irish food and we had some really great conversation, and I mainly hung out with the daughter. She's like a sweet little 5-year-old kid. I mean, it was fun. I had a fun time, but there was just no drinking. There wasn't anything like too wild and crazy. It was just very chill. We even like sat and watched Madagascar 3. It was very chill and relaxing, but still very fun. Okay, and that's it for favorite moments. On to favorite things, and to be honest, there's only one favorite thing I could think of for this month. Again, didn't do much, so there wasn't a lot of new experiences or new things to try out. But there is something, so don't worry, I'm not leaving you with nothing. This. I really got into matcha green tea lattes this month. I'm absolutely obsessed with these things. And I've realized I've become that person in the coffee shop because I'm very particular with how I like my green tea lattes. I like it iced. I like it with soy milk with some added vanilla. And I like light ice, and I like it shaken, not stirred. So as you can tell, I have become that person in a coffee shop, and I feel bad because I always hate those people when I ring them up. I'm always like, and they always say it so fast. I'm like, okay, you're gonna need to repeat some things. Matcha green tea lattes, all about it. Now let's go on to some TV shows. I actually do have a good amount of TV shows to talk about. So the first one we're gonna talk about is Timeless. I'm so happy that Timeless got a season 2. It first was, after its first season, it was considered canceled, but then 3 days later, they're like, okay, it's been renewed, okay, fandom, like, we get it, you love this show, you want it back, okay. There's gonna be a second season, so I'm so happy there's a second season. It began this month, and I, of course, am loving it. I feel like they are trying to force the romance a little bit between Wyatt and Lucy, but I'm still here for it, of course. If you don't know this show, it is a truly great show about time traveling. In the first season, we follow these 3 people, Lucy, Wyatt, and I can never remember his name, and I feel so bad. But they are hired by the government because there is a guy traveling all throughout the world changing history, and he's being known as like a terrorist of history or whatever, and so these 3 have been hired by the government to stop him. But this season we're now chasing Rittenhouse, which is the true villain, as we learned in the first season. It's actually Rittenhouse. He's just trying to stop what they're trying to do. It's very fun, very action-y and adventure, and I mean, there could be more action. I'm enjoying season 2. I'm hoping the romance gets a little bit better because it's just kind of like forced right now. But other than that, loving it. The next TV show I want to talk about is Final Space. This TV show, it's in its first season, and I am so happy that this became a TV show because I've been following Olin Rogers on YouTube for years now. Olin Rogers is one of my favorite YouTubers to watch. Although I wouldn't consider him a YouTuber, but he makes videos on YouTube where he just tells stories and does like little sketches, and he's hysterical. And so I remember, I think it was like a year ago, he came out with some videos talking about how he's been making this TV show and like writing this cartoon and creating this cartoon, and he put a little bit of it like last year on YouTube. But now they've actually made it a TV show. It's on TBS, and it's so Olin Rogers, and I'm so happy for him. He also voices one of the characters, and this is being produced by Conan O'Brien as well. It's like a half-hour adult cartoon show about space travel, and yeah, there's an evil guy. They're trying to take him down before he takes over the world, and there's like little space aliens and soldiers and just all this crazy stuff, but it is hysterical. Like, the lines are just so funny, and I'm here for it. I am here for it. I am living for it. I love this show, and I'm so proud of Olin, and I think this is turning out to be a really great thing. Let's just move on to the next TV show that I want to talk about, which is Love at First Flight. So as you know, I love the show Married at First Sight, which is on Lifetime, but Lifetime did come out with a new TV show that's very similar to Married at First Sight, but this is called Love at First Flight. I don't like it as much as I like Married at First Sight, but it's still a very interesting concept. With Love at First Flight, basically they set up couples, and these couples have to go all over the world. Like, they have to travel for like 30 days with each other and complete challenges. So like, if they succeed, there are rewards. If they don't succeed at the challenges, there are consequences. At the end of the 30 days, they walk down the aisle and they decide if they want to get married or if they don't want to get married. So yeah. So I'm enjoying the show, but it's just definitely not as great as Married at First Sight. So far, I'm liking 2 of the couples, but there's this one girl who I absolutely hate. She is like so rude and so negative, and I just can't stand her, and I feel bad for the guy that's like got stuck with her, because you can tell he's such like a nice, reserved, quiet guy, and she's just like very opinionated and very rude. Other than that, I'm enjoying it. I'm gonna continue watching it, but I don't know if I'd watch another season of it, if that makes any sense. Like, I'll watch this one. I kind of want to see where it goes, how it ends, but if they come up with like a second season, I'm probably not going to watch it. And then last but not least, I'm going to talk about Life Sentence. This is a brand new show that came to the CW, and as you know, I love everything the CW does. Maybe not everything, but mainly I love everything the CW does. It's with Lucy Hale, and I do like Lucy Hale. I'm a fan of hers. It's about a girl who has been dying of cancer since she was 15. And so she's been living her life as if she was dying, but then she finds out that she doesn't have cancer anymore, and she's cured, and she's totally fine, and now she's like living life as if there is actually a future, because at first she wasn't, and now she's like, wait, okay, I married a guy after 1 month, it looks like we're now in this marriage, and I actually have to get a job now, and wait, there were all these secrets that my family kept from me. My family has been lying for me for years. I like it a lot. It's very cute and fun, and that's all I can really say about it for right now. I've only watched, I think, like the first 3 episodes of it so far. I think the cast is great, and it's very fun, and it's emotional too. Like, it's comedy and it's drama, and I really like it. Now we're on to the end of this video, which is where we talk about my favorite song. This one was hard because I didn't really listen to a lot of music this month. I wasn't really listening to the radio. I wasn't really listening to Spotify much. I don't know, I just wasn't really listening to music much this month. But I did find one song that I really loved. There was like one day I was listening to Spotify, and Spotify had created a couple playlists for me. based off of like music that I tend to like, and there was one that was specifically just country, and I was kind of in a country mood this month, so I listened to some country music, so I was all about that playlist. But there was one song on there that just every time it came on, I couldn't help but like dance around and just get super excited and start smiling, and it helped make my mood happy. So usually in the mornings I would just, as I was getting ready for work, to help like wake me up and put me in a good mood, I'd put on that song. But it is MGNO by someone, Russell Dickerson. And I've never heard of him before, I've never heard of the song, but thankfully the Spotify playlist brought it to my attention and I love it. MGNO stands for My Girls Night Out. I find it weird that a guy is singing that, but it is such a fun song, so catchy. I seriously can't help but like dance and sing when I hear this song. So that is it for my month and for this video. Please go check out the books that I read this month and the movies that I watched this month. And I will see you guys later with another video.